They would tell us that we were poisoned by religion, that Islam is an infectious disease, that if there needed to be a religion in China, then it must be Buddhism.
Somewhere out there, out of our sight, there's a land suffering from a terrible plight. Whereas people can't physically put up a fight, the nation that controls the situation with its might steps on the innocent, crushing their hopes and dreams. If their minds even make it that far, it seems these gleaming, beaming, shining beauties have been thrown under the rug, dirtied and beat. Because you can't praise Allah or read your Quran. You can't even book a trip to the house of Allah without being sentenced to execution, death. It's bad enough that your son's missing and your wife's already feared dead. And what do we have left? An entire civilization being monitored in every breath. Children only 5 haven't yet figured out their life. They're hardly potty trained, yet crap is fed into their brains, forced to pledge allegiance to their occupying nation state and renounce the deen with which they've been raised. Brainwashed, groomed, their own thoughts erased, because their minds are attacked in this way from such a young age. And don't get me started on the concentration camps. More like attack on Islam, extermination camps. A direct dissection, cutting us apart. Their pain is my pain, I feel it in my heart. Yet where is coverage on this plight? When I turn on the news I don't see insights or hear about the plight of my people in fright. Why is it that I never knew Chinese Muslims existed? That Uyghur wasn't a term that I was familiar with? That it wasn't until Twitter that these cronies started tweeting, and Instagram pics gave the situation more meaning, and BBC mentioned the problem for a week, but then Brexit talked over those that speak out against this mass oppression. I think in all this there's a great lesson to be learnt to influence some real change, because Muslim rulers don't give a damn about real change. They release statements with empty words of fake solidarity, or act like they're blind to it all and can't see when interviewed on national TV.
And putting possibly 1 million Uyghur Muslims in re-education camps that look like concentration camps.
I do not know the exact situation of this.
Or worse yet even, they travel to the Chinese land and they praise the man, they shake his hand, praising him for dealing with extremists in concentration camps. But when will they act and actually protect our people and stop turning a blind eye to protect their own economic and political relationships? We need to make sure they don't forget. We need to stand up and make ourselves heard. We need to expose this all as getting absurd. So please stand up and speak loudly and proudly for our brothers and sisters who've been abandoned by Saudi, abandoned by Pakistan, Turkey and Iran, abandoned for the sake of bringing themselves no harm. But when a drop of Muslim blood is more sacred to Allah than His house and all in it, then I think that the rivers of blood that have been spilt must be uncovered and pressure needs to be built. So don't stay silent. Speak as loud as you can and have trust in Allah's perfect plan. Take a stand, because somewhere out there is a people in daily fright who are violated of their basic human rights. But in Jannah they'll be raised to new heights. I pray we're raised together, that we see the same sights. I pray we're raised illuminating the same light.